What's up, YouTube? It's been a while since I've done a vlog in English, so I guess I want to kick it back up. First of all, before I jump back in, really want to make sure that you go take a look at my Elevate brand. I launched that a couple of weeks ago, as you may know, a couple of months ago. Time flies, and we're still selling some stuff in our stores, so make sure to check it out. Also, make sure to follow, hit the button in here and the comments and whatnot. And let me know what you would like me to do more often. I'll try to do a little bit more of these. So it's been over a year that we're in quarantine now. Actually, it's coming into a year, March 13, as you may or may not know. But I reached another 1-year milestone recently that I really want to talk about. I stopped drinking again for a year. So on January 8th, 2020, I decided to go sober again, and it's been over a year now. While a lot of you, and even my friends, might think that I didn't need to do it, it's kind of something that I've done in the past, and I really saw the benefits, and I just was feeling that I was going on a downward spiral, and I kind of needed a break again. I think that it is much harder to stop drinking now than it was when I did it before. I think I did it like for 2 years before. I thought it was a little easier because I still had social interaction. I would go to bars and I was just kind of be creative with the drinks and whatnot that I wanted. And some place we would go were super creative with the choices. So it was kind of, I thought it was fun because it still had all the benefits from drinking, seeing friends and whatnot. And I just like kind of was missing the alcohol. And I thought in the last year it was extremely difficult. Sometimes, you know, you're in quarantine and every day is the same. So you're just like, Saturday, I'm gonna watch something cool on TV, or it's the UFC or the Super Bowl. And honestly, I'm home anyway. There's absolutely zero consequences if I just grab a little bit of wine. Like, you know, I don't have to worry about waking up the next day. I don't have to worry about making a flight. I don't have to worry about, you know, making a scene at a bar. Not that I made scenes at bar, but just like, you know, you get it. I'm home. And so I thought that was extremely difficult. But you might be wondering, why are you not drinking anymore, Steph? For the same reasons that I first stopped. I think that, first of all, I love drinking. Drinking is part of my family, it's part of my culture. I'm French Canadian, like people drink wine during dinner, and there's always a beer around, you know, like, how can I say? We're a very festive community. I don't know, roots part of the world. I like to call us like the Russians of North America when it comes to alcohol. We just drink a lot, and it's just part of our culture, right? We're in the north, and we have it's 18 and plus to drink, so like people start drinking very young, and you know, they teach you how to drink properly very young too. Anyway, point is, the way I see drinking and alcoholism, I see alcoholism as very personal, which is something that I think I wouldn't have seen that way before, kind of this living it for myself. So, you know, I've never been to AA, which I should think about, but I think that alcoholism is very personal. Like, a lot of people are telling me like, you're not an alcoholic and whatnot. And yeah, I might not be an alcoholic when it comes to the definition of what alcoholism is, which is probably, you know what, let me look it up. Oh, wow. Yeah. For women, what is considered an alcoholic? Okay, that's on WebMD, so take it with a grain of salt. But it says that for women, it's having more than 3 drinks a day or 7 a week. For men, it's 4 or more per day or 14 a week. Okay, that's definition is crap. 7 a week is crazy. I would probably get 7 a day. That's crazy. All right, let me just see. Okay. The AA defines alcoholism a bit better. There's no formal definition of alcoholism, which is how I feel, but most would agree that for us, the AA group, it could be described as a physical compulsion coupled with a mental obsession. We mean that we had a distinct physical desire to consume alcohol beyond our capacity to control it, and in defiance of all rule of common sense. You know what? That's actually how I feel when I drink. So my issue with alcoholism is, I don't think that I don't want to drink. I don't have a problem when it comes to like, I'll drink every day, I'll drink every week, or I'll drink to cry my sorrows and whatnot. The way that I consume alcohol is I'll take one glass just for whatever reason, like with friends and whatnot, and then I become party girl. One glass. I drink really fast, so that's a problem. I drink fast and I eat fast. I'm just overall like that's already a problem. And I have difficulties to stop after one. And combined with that, it's very difficult for people to see when I drank too much because I behave normally. Like I handle my alcohol very well. I don't throw up most of the times. I think I've threw up like 3 times in 20 years. I'm usually pretty clever, smart, and I'm party girl, right? So I become in this, woo, let's go. One more, like shots, let's go to another bar, let's do this, and I keep the hype train up until, it's 7 a.m. in the morning. And then I have a down moment. That's something else that we can talk about maybe or not. But so my problem is controlling and not getting obsessive when I start drinking. So for me, you might say, well, that's not, but I really can't control it. Like I drink one and then everything goes out the window. I'm like, oh, I know I said that earlier, but let's just, I'll leave a little bit later. I'll stay an extra hour, so like nothing else kind of mattered but me in the moment having fun with the people I'm with. Obviously, if I don't have fun, I'll leave and I'll stop. But if I'm having fun, then I want to continue consuming and continue kind of enjoying it. So I think that's where my problem lies. And then, that's manageable. If you have a column of pros and cons, I think it's manageable until you had more and more cons to it. So cons are, I am getting older and recovering from hangover. So it's not because I don't get sick, but I don't get hungover. And recovering from hangover takes me 2 days now. Like a full day of being a larva and the next day of kind of still feeling like poop. So that's a big con when you work as much as I do, when you traveled as much as I did. That was a huge, huge con. Second, when I reach that like too much drink, like if I really get to the bottom of it and I am not with friends anymore and I'm alone in my house, then I become extremely emotional. So I have a really bad time like after the fun, going back to my place and just like being still happy and lovable. I kind of get depressed, and alcohol is depressant, so I kind of didn't help my mental to drink a lot. I did things I sometimes regretted, or I think that would be the biggest thing is I have major blackouts. I would wake up and not remember everything after like drink number 5, like nothing at all. So whatever I did say, whatever happened, I couldn't even argue about it. I didn't remember it. So if people would tell me you did this, you did that, and I like you're paranoid. You're like, was it bad? Was it good? Oh no, it was fine. But like, was it actually fine? Or the next day, oh no, it wasn't fine, And then you want to apologize and own up to it, but you don't even remember why you did things and what things you did. So that really sucks. And I guess like I'm making it as if it was happening every week that I was going out and no, not at all. But still, for me, the negatives outweighed the benefits. So I decided to pause. And so when I paused, that I can actually, the first time I paused, it was 2 years. When I started drinking again, I was able to control it. So like it was a ramp up towards like kind of not having great moments again. And then those no great moments lasted for a couple of years. And now I'm back to saying, you know what? I don't really need this in my life. Boop, let's go back. And another downside, ladies, I don't know if it's like that for you, even men, but when I drink the next 2 days, my skin, it becomes like really thin, like I don't know, like a weird texture. Makeup doesn't stay on. It's just like awful. And it also gave me belly problems. So I'm already a little bit confused in that department. I don't really have a good bowel system. It's like all over the place. And when I had beer, it was just like awful. It was really awful. So I swapped to, although I love beer, I swapped to hard alcohol recently, and that was not a great time because I would drink as fast as I would drink a beer, but the alcohol is like hitting you way more. So that was also not great. So there's a lot of downsides. I hope you feel me. But the thing I miss the most, I do miss drinking. I think there's really good side of it, like having a really great meal and pouring your glass of wine, or just like tasting new different kind of beers. I miss that so much. I miss also kind of connecting through alcohol with other people, but I'm trying to replace it with placebo alcohol. So I do have non-alcoholic wine bottles. I do have non-alcoholic spirits. So I have my gin and tonic with no alcohol. It tastes pretty much the same. The wine is not the same, but it's really similar. Like, it's close enough that I like to drink it now. Non-alcohol beer are actually pretty good, but they still give me the bowel movement problems, so I don't really tend to use those. But yeah, so I still find ways of not drinking, but still drinking. And I have to say that the first time that I stopped drinking was over 5 years ago. I think that we've evolved as a society. There's more and more choices for me as a non-alcoholic drinker, as a no alcohol consumer. I don't know how to say that. As a sober person seems so dramatic. Like, it wasn't controlling my life, but it was definitely something that I wanted to evolve. And I think that I've been working on being a better person for myself and for others for the last couple of years. And that was a change I needed to make me feel better in my own skin. And so the goal of this whole video, I know it was very personal, very intense, and I'm usually a little bit lighter than that, I would say, is that I didn't let other people tell me if I was an alcoholic or not. I didn't let other people define how much alcohol I should take or not. Quite frankly, everyone thought I was fine, and that everyone like kind of loses it sometimes, and that, you know, we all have moments, but for me, it wasn't good enough for my standards. So I'm gonna tell you that you know what's best for you. And even, look, I'm still in denial. I've been in denial. I still want to drink. Like, you know, I'm still thinking every day, like, how can I start drinking again without the cons? And I don't know if I'll get there one day, but I just want to let you know that the first step starts with you, whether it's looking back and reflecting on yourself, and making sure that you control that aspect of your life. I think is important, whatever it is. If it's not alcohol, if it's something else, you gotta feel good about consuming. And when I'll feel good about consuming alcohol, maybe I'll start again. But I definitely wasn't at the end, and it didn't really matter what others were saying. I really wanted to make sure that I felt good about it for me. And quite frankly, it's been working. Now I can focus on other stuff in my life that I want to improve. Although I'm still fighting, like I said, every day to not open a bottle of wine or something, because I know it wouldn't hurt anyone. But you know, you say yes one day and then it's over. I think for me, I wasn't able to just like lock myself to like 1 or 2 drinks. It was not possible. Anyway, that was me. That was a really serious topic. I'm sorry about that. Okay, bye. I love you. See you next time for another art vlog.